Welcome back to the Rockhounding Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're taking you on a rockhounding road trip
Oh, wow.
across the U.S.
Okay.
It's amazing how many incredible spots
Right.
there are to discover incredible rocks and gems,
Absolutely.
and even fossils.
You know, it's true. The U.S. is like a giant geological playground.
Right.
Just waiting to be explored.
Okay, so we've got a bunch of sources here,
Mm-hmm.
maps, articles, and even some personal recommendations. Our mission for this deep dive is to unearth the top rockhounding locations
Oh,
in the country,
all right.
each with its own unique finds and experiences.
We're talking about places where you can find everything.
Yeah,
From diamonds to geodes to ancient fossils.
exactly. And we'll also sprinkle in some tips and tricks to make sure you have a successful and enjoyable rockhounding adventure.
Yeah.
So first up, we're heading to a place that sounds almost too good to be true. Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas.
What's fascinating about this location is that it's the only public diamond mine in the world. Most diamond mines are shrouded in secrecy and controlled by big corporations. But here you have the chance to actually dig for diamonds yourself.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the odds of actually finding a diamond?
Well, over 33,000 diamonds have been discovered there since it became a state park. So the odds are definitely in your favor compared to, say, winning the lottery.
That's amazing. I'm already picturing myself sifting through the dirt and suddenly seeing a sparkle.
And it's not just diamonds. The park sits on an eroded volcanic crater, which means you can also find quartz, jasper, and amethyst. It's a rockhound's paradise.
Our sources mention that after a rainstorm is the best time to search because the rain washes away the topsoil and reveals hidden gems. You could be the lucky one to find a diamond,
Wow.
sparkling in the sunlight after a good downpour.
It's all about timing and a keen eye. Now, speaking of unique finds, let's move to a place where you can unearth something truly special. Herkimer Diamond Mines in New York.
I've always been intrigued by Herkimer diamonds. They're not actually diamonds, right?
That's right. They're doubly terminated quartz crystals, which means they have points on both ends instead of just one. This makes them highly prized by collectors because most quartz grows attached to rock. Herkimer diamonds are completely formed and detached, giving them that brilliant double point.
Okay, so that's what doubly terminated means. It makes sense now.
You can actually mine for these yourself at places like Herkimer Diamond Mines and Ace of Diamonds Mine. It's quite an experience. You'll need a hammer and chisel to break into the layers of dolomite rock where these crystals are found.
So it's a bit more hands-on than just strolling along a beach looking for agates. You actually get to dig into the earth
Oh, yeah.
and extract these treasures. I bet it's incredibly rewarding.
It is, and it's a great way to connect with the geological history of the area. Now, if you're enjoying this deep dive and want to connect with other rockhounds, I encourage you to check out the Rockhounding Podcast Facebook group.
Yes, absolutely. We have an amazing community of rockhounding enthusiasts from all over the country. You can share your finds, ask questions, get tips, and even plan rockhounding trips together. You can find a link to join in the show notes.
It's a great resource for anyone interested in rockhounding.
Okay, back to our virtual road trip. Next, we're heading west to the Dugway Geode Beds in Utah. This one sounds a bit more adventurous.
The Dugway Geode Beds are located in the West Desert, a remote and rugged landscape that's not for the faint of heart. But for those who love a good challenge and the thrill of discovery, it's a must-visit location.
What kind of treasures can you find there?
Geodes, and lots of them. These hollow rocks are filled with an array of crystals, like quartz, amethyst, and calcite. Imagine cracking open a geode and seeing those vibrant colors and intricate formations. It's like opening a treasure chest.
That sounds incredible. But our sources do mention that the area is pretty remote, and the digging conditions can be tough.
That's right. You'll need to be prepared with plenty of water, sturdy tools suitable for digging in hard-packed earth, and a good map or GPS device. It's not a place to wander off unprepared.
So for our listeners, this is one to put on the bucket list. But make sure you're well prepared before venturing out to the Dugway Geode Beds.
Exactly. Safety and preparedness are crucial for any rockhounding adventure, but especially in a remote area like this.
Okay, let's switch gears and head to a spot known for its precious gemstones. Emerald Hollow Mine in North Carolina. What's so special about this location?
Emerald Hollow Mine is the only emerald mine in the U.S. open to the public. Not only can you find emeralds, but it's also home to sapphires, garnets, and aquamarine. It's a gem hunter's paradise.
Wow, I never knew North Carolina had such a diverse array of gemstones. What makes this location so special in terms of gem formation?
The geology of the area is quite unique. Millions of years ago, volcanic activity and tectonic shifts created the perfect conditions for these gemstones to form.
So you're basically digging through the remnants of ancient volcanoes. That's pretty amazing. Our sources even suggest that creek mining is a great way to find naturally polished gems at Emerald Hollow.
Yes. The water in the creek helps to polish the gems, revealing their natural beauty. It's a more relaxing way to search for gems compared to digging in hard rock.
Okay, I think I'm ready to book a trip to Emerald Hollow Mine right now. Imagine finding a perfectly polished emerald
Wow.
glinting in the creek bed. It would be a dream come true.
Yeah, it really is a special place. And speaking of special places, let's head over to Rockhound State Park in New Mexico. This park is known for its beautiful volcanic landscape and its generous collecting policy.
15 pounds of rocks and minerals you can take home.
Yeah.
That's quite a haul. What kind of treasures are we talking about here?
This park is a hotspot for jasper, agate quartz, and even geodes. The volcanic activity in the area millions of years ago created some truly stunning specimens.
I'm picturing those vibrant colors and intricate patterns you find in agates. It's incredible how nature can create such works of art. Any tips for navigating this park?
Our sources recommend visiting during the cooler months, as the summer heat in the New Mexico desert can be intense. You want to enjoy the experience without getting heat stroke.
Good point. Better to pack a sweater than extra sunscreen for this trip. Okay, next on our rockhounding road trip is Graveyard Point on the border of Oregon and Idaho. Why is this spot so special?
Graveyard Point is famous for plume agates. Imagine intricate patterns, feathery plumes of color locked inside these agates. They're really a sight to behold.
It sounds like these plume agates are highly sought after by lapidary artists.
Absolutely. The unique patterns and colors make them perfect for creating jewelry and other decorative items. It's like having a piece of art that nature created millions of years ago.
Now for our next stop, we're trading the desert landscapes for the shores of Lake Superior, which spans Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. We're on the hunt for a very specific type of agate here.
Lake Superior agates. These are iconic. They're actually the state gem of Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
And for good reason. They have these rich bands of color formed over millions of years.
From what I've read, the best time to find them is after a storm. The waves churn up the shoreline and reveal these hidden treasures.
Exactly. You can walk along the beaches and see these beautiful agates scattered amongst the rocks and pebbles.
There's even a tip in one of our sources about nighttime hunting. Apparently some Lake Superior agates fluoresce under UV light. Imagine combing the beach at night with a UV flashlight and watching these agates glow in the dark.
Oh!
It's like a whole other level of rockhounding adventure.
It's a fantastic way to add a new dimension to your search, and it might increase your chances of finding some really unique specimens.
Okay, let's keep this rockhounding road trip rolling. Next up, we're heading back to North Carolina, but this time to the Cherokee Ruby and Sapphire Mine. So we're switching from agates to precious gemstones again.
What's really unique about this mine is that the soil is natural and untreated. It gives you a truly authentic prospecting experience. You're digging in soil that hasn't been disturbed for centuries.
That's incredible. You can really feel that connection to the history of the land and the people who have searched for gems there before you. So how do you go about finding rubies, sapphires, and garnets in this mine?
Patience and a good screening technique are key. You'll want to screen and wash the gravel thoroughly to separate the gemstones from the dirt and other materials.
It sounds like a meticulous process, but I bet it's incredibly exciting when you finally spot a flash of red or blue in your screen. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but in this case, the needle's a precious gemstone.
It's definitely a rewarding experience. Now, for those listening who are itching to get out there and start their own rockhounding adventure, I want to remind you about the Rockhounding Podcast Facebook group. It's a great place to connect with fellow enthusiasts, share your finds, and get advice from experienced rockhounds.
Yes, join our community. You can find a link in the show notes. All right, back to our top 10 list. We've got 2 more spots to cover. Next, we're heading to the Black Hills of South Dakota. This region is known for its geological diversity. What can rockhounds expect to find here?
The Black Hills are a geologist's dream.
Right.
You can find everything from rose quartz to Fairburn agates. The Fairburn agates are known for their vibrant colors and intricate banding patterns. They're really something special.
I'm looking at some pictures in one of our sources, and these Fairburn agates are absolutely stunning. They have these bright reds, oranges, and yellows swirling together. It's like looking at a miniature sunset captured inside a rock.
They're highly prized by collectors. The Black Hills also have rose quartz, which is known for its delicate pink hue.
So for our listeners, if you're looking for a rockhounding destination that offers a wide variety of finds, The Black Hills are a must-visit.
Absolutely. And with its stunning scenery and rich history, it's a destination that offers something for everyone, not just rockhounds.
Okay, our final stop on this rockhounding road trip takes us to Tussle Canyon in Texas. This one sounds like it will appeal to history buffs as well as rockhounds.
Tussle Canyon is a fascinating location. It offers a glimpse into the past through its rich fossil beds and stunning petrified wood specimens. You can actually hold a piece of ancient history in your hand. Imagine that. A fossilized tree from millions of years ago.
Wow, to think about all the changes our planet has gone through. Those petrified wood pieces are like time capsules from a completely different era.
Exactly. They tell a story of vast forests that once existed in this area. It's a reminder of the incredible power of nature and the vastness of geological time.
It's a humbling experience to connect with something so ancient. But our sources do mention something important to keep in mind when visiting Tussle Canyon.
Yes, it's crucial to remember that much of the area around Tussle Canyon is privately owned, so it's essential to seek permission from landowners before you start your rockhounding adventure.
That's a great point. It's always important to be respectful of private property and to follow any regulations that are in place.
Responsible rockhounding is all about respecting the land, the environment, and the people who live there. We want to make sure that these incredible locations are preserved for future generations to enjoy.
It's amazing how rockhounding connects us to both the history of our planet and the people who came before us. We're not just searching for rocks and gems. We're uncovering stories and connecting with the past.
It's true. Each rock and mineral has a story to tell. A story of geological processes, of ancient environments, and of the people who have interacted with these objects over time.
You know, it's inspiring to think that anyone can become a rockhound. You don't need fancy equipment or years of training.
Right.
All you need is a sense of curiosity and a willingness to explore.
Exactly. Rockhounding is a hobby that's accessible to people of all ages and backgrounds, and it's a great way to get exercise, fresh air, and connect with nature.
I bet there are a lot of parents listening who are thinking, this sounds like a fantastic family activity.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful way to get kids interested in science and nature. Imagine the excitement on a child's face when they find their first geode or fossil.
Oh, yeah. It's a memory that will last a lifetime.
And it teaches them about patience observation and respect for the environment.
It's also a great way to unplug from technology and reconnect with the simple pleasures of being outdoors.
So for our listeners who are feeling inspired to start their own rockhounding adventure, what advice would you give them? Where should they begin?
Start by doing some research on your local area. You might be surprised at what you can find right in your own backyard. Local rock and mineral clubs are great resources for information and guidance.
And don't forget about our Rockhounding Podcast Facebook group. We have a fantastic community of rockhounds who are always willing to help newcomers.
Yeah, it's a great place to connect with other enthusiasts, share your finds, ask questions, and get tips on where to go and what to look for. You can find a link to join in the show notes. So to wrap things up, we've explored 10 incredible rockhounding locations across the United States, from diamond mines to agate beaches to fossil-rich canyons. And we've learned that rockhounding is more than just a hobby. It's a way to connect with the history of our planet, to appreciate the beauty of the natural world, and to create lasting memories.
Rockhounding reminds us that there's always something new to discover, even in the most familiar places. So grab your tools, consult a map, and get ready to unearth Earth's hidden treasures.
Thank you for joining us on this rockhounding adventure. We hope you're feeling inspired to get out there and explore the geological wonders of the U.S. Happy rockhounding, everyone!